my YouTube friends. I don't really know how we're gonna fit this much fail into one video, but we're gonna give it a shot. Welcome back to video 1 of the 10K challenge. If you don't know, the 10K challenge is a challenge that I put on myself and ask you to join. The goal here is to make $10,000 in one calendar month, live streaming to a bunch of multiple different platforms, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, every step of the way, every tool I use, and every dollar I make. The first week we live streamed every single day, and we created content to put up on TikTok and YouTube Shorts so that we could actually grow an audience and maybe even be able to live stream on TikTok. And it's really difficult to even quantify the sheer volume of failure that happened this week. We hit barriers at almost every step of the way, and I can totally understand why this would be frustrating for a lot of people, but I've been through this before. I know this is how this works, so we're gonna show you how we overcome this stuff, how we move on, how we actually succeed eventually. Maybe not in the first week, but we're going to. I promise you that. I've got a lot to show you, so you know what? Let's get to it! The first big setback happened when I went into YouTube and tried to set up the live stream for the next day. And immediately it put me on a 24-hour clock. So just filling out and getting access to those things doesn't mean anything until you actually go into the Go Live section, and then it starts your 24-hour clock. So from this point, I had to wait 24 hours to actually stream. Certainly wasn't expecting that. But as you can see, we're getting really close to that 24 hours being up, and I'm ready to go. Almost. We got to set up our stream. So I spent the time going into ChatGPT, asking it for bullet point information on the topic I was going to be covering for that day, and kind of just getting that right. And then, of course, I had it create me a thumbnail. Because why spend all the effort and time for the first thumbnail when I know I'm probably not going to get any viewers anyways? So I went ahead and let ChatGPT create me an actual thumbnail. And by then the countdown was almost totally up, so I was ready to go ahead and schedule my live stream. So you just answer a couple of quick questions, and then you have to click off on these little tutorial things. And then we're just gonna go up here and click on schedule stream. Now you just want to put your title in and your description. And obviously your title should be relevant to what you're going to be talking about. Your description can ask for subscribers and tell them a little bit about what the channel's about. That's pretty much what I did there. Then I loaded in my thumbnail, changed my visibility, and set up the time that I was actually going to go live. And now we're all set and ready to go, at least on the YouTube side. So we can go over to the right if we've logged in with our YouTube on OBS and click Manage Broadcast, and it will bring up all the broadcasts that we have scheduled, and all we have to do is select that broadcast to kick it off and get it started. Now, if you didn't add YouTube in there as your main thing, or you just want to use the stream key, well, you just go ahead and go into settings and stream, and then select use stream key. And then all you have to do is go over into YouTube and copy your stream key out. And you go back into OBS and you're just gonna paste your stream key there, click apply, and then we click start streaming. We're ready to go. It will come through on YouTube and say connected, excellent connection, whatever. Then up here in the top right hand corner, all we have to do is click go live. And guess what? We're live. Alright, so the first stream is done. 5 whole views with 2 peak concurrents at the same time. 10 minutes of average view duration. I was on for just a touch over an hour. And of course, we've got our total watch time. Not exactly what I would call a success. We obviously made $0 in this one because I don't have any way to make any money set up on the stream yet. However, the goal was to go live for our first live stream, and we did that. So we successfully went live and failed at the stream. It is what it is. Now I've done 2 live streams so far, and both streams went well. I had them kind of scripted out or bullet pointed out, so I knew what I wanted to talk about, and I had a friend pop by for one of them. But otherwise, I didn't have any viewers, and this can be really, really disappointing. I mean, really disappointing. But I don't want you guys to get down about it. I'm not down about it because I've been through this before. What we're going to work on is a way to increase our audience. And the easiest way to do that is to allow YouTube's algorithm to do the work and allow TikTok's algorithm to do the work. And that means we're going to parse out bits of our stream. We're going to take the funny moments and we're going to create shorts. And we're going to release those on our channel, and that will increase our viewership. People will see those shorts and they'll subscribe to the channel, and then they'll get notified when we go live so they can come and hang out and enjoy the streams. But the first thing we got to do is let them know they exist. And the easiest way to do that within the structure of YouTube and TikTok to create those videos. And of course, we have to create them on TikTok anyways because it's the only way we're going to get access to the stream key. Now you can download the actual live stream and cut it up that way, or if you're like me and you have the bandwidth on your computer, you can record at the same time as you're live streaming so that you just have it on your computer when you're finished. Either way, you're going to want to load it into some sort of editing application, or maybe you have access to some AI application that will go through and parse it out and cut stuff out. I have access to both. Unfortunately, it's paid utility, so it is what it is. However, I'm going to show you guys how to do this for nothing using DaVinci Resolve, and you can decide whether you want to look for some of those other methods, or you can let me know in the comments and I'll show them to you, and you can decide whether there's value in it for you. So let's jump into DaVinci Resolve and I'll show you kind of how to parse this out. Alright, so I'm just going to tell you now I have the paid version of DaVinci Resolve, and I don't know whether this feature is available in the free version or not. But I'm going to right click here, go to AI tools, and we're going to go to audio transcription and transcribe. And you can see I already have it transcribed out. And what this allows me to do is select text. So I watched this video multiple times. So I know what I like and what I don't like about it. And so what I can do is go and select text, right? Like this. And then what I can do is right click and copy that text right here. And then I can go over here, right click, go to timelines, create a new timeline, and we're going to call this clip 5, right? And then I can just paste it in there. Boom. Then I can go in here, modify, edit, do whatever I want with that clip. And then what I can do is I can actually use this to put text up here as well. So how I do that is just to go up here and create subtitles from audio. And so boom, now we have subtitles created. Now that we have our text on here, what we can do is go up here into effects, and we can go to titles, subtitles, and animated. And look, there's a whole bunch of cool ones here. I personally like this one. So we're just going to drag this over to the subtitle thing, and it changes our stuff up. So what we're going to do is move the position of it. First, we're going to select all of our subtitles here. It'll put us over here. We can go into track, and we can move our subtitle up here, and then we can actually change the size. And what you're going to see, and I'm going to turn the volume down here, is how this works. It just animates them for you, just like that. So just decide what size you want, and you can adjust the size while it's happening. And you can change the font, because I'm not a big fan of this font. So let's lower the size down. We're going to go here, and we're going to just change the font. I like everything to be in all caps on this. So I'm going to go to, I like this designer font. I think it looks pretty good. And then we can adjust the size again. So there you go. It's that simple. So once you have what you want, you're going to go into deliver, and all we have to do is go up here and name what our file is going to be. And then we can pretty much leave all this stuff the same. It's perfectly fine. You just want to make sure that use vertical resolution is selected here. It's grayed out, so it's obviously selected. Then we want to go down here to export subtitles, and we want to burn into video. And that'll burn these subtitles into the video, so you don't have to worry about it. And then all you have to do is add it to the render queue, make sure it's selected, and click render all, and you're all set. All right, so from our profile, what we're gonna do is go to upload, and this is gonna bring us to our upload page. All we have to do is select a video, and you're going to want to find some hashtags that are relevant to the content that you're doing. I mean, you're welcome to use mine, but they're probably not going to be specifically relevant to your content. So find some that are relevant. And you can do that by looking at other content creators in your niche and see what their hashtags are that they're using. You can only use 5. The next thing we want to do is go down here to edit video. And of course, you got to have your title in there. Not that anybody really sees it, but having one in there is good for you. So we're going to go and edit the video. And here's where you can make a huge difference. You can actually select music that is very, very helpful to the final result of your video. So I have some that I favorited, but you're basically looking for the number of times it was used in a post. Like this funny song. That was used in 13 million posts. It's pretty cool, but let's see, what other favorites do I have? Epic News, Epic Music, Very Sad, Spooky and Quiet. 3 million posts. And I think I'm going to use that for this particular clip. So we can stick that in there. Then what we want to do is go here and adjust the sound added volume. So we don't want it to be louder than our talking. So then we can test that. And I think the reason why people treat each other so poorly is because... And there we go. So we can save the edit. And then we can go down here and we can schedule our post if we like, or we can just automatically upload it. Who can watch? You can select that. Content or reuse content, you can now allow all that. I recommend leaving as many of these settings just default as you possibly can. The whole point here is we're trying to get views so that we can get enough followers and enough traction for TikTok to let us live stream. So once you're done with that, all you have to do is click post and you're all set. What we're gonna do is go into our YouTube channel. We're gonna click the up arrow to upload a video. We're going to select the file. We could just add this little description here. Here we go. Pretty simple. We can change the thumbnail in the mobile app. We have a playlist, funny moments, done. It's pretty simple. Video contains no. We can add tags here. Don't really need to mess around with that much more than that. All this is fine. And all this is fine. There's subtitles already burned into the video, so it doesn't really matter. No copyright issues. It's going to be public, and we could put it out there pretty much right away, and boom. So now we've got 2 videos published. Hopefully we get a little bit of some viewage on some of those videos, and it brings more people into our live streams. That's the goal. So you guys can see I have a few videos, maybe a grand total of 200 total views, maybe 300, 3 followers, 7 likes. And if we go over here in activity, use of live studio or easy one-step blah, blah, blah has been activated. And look, TikTok lied to me again. Your application wasn't approved. I can explore live studio, come in here, and it still says no access. And we can go over here and we can request access, which I did, and it was not approved. So I don't know exactly what this message right here means, but it does not mean that we got access to the live studio, which is pretty annoying and frustrating. However, we're gonna keep going. Not a big deal. All right, so I wanna start streaming in other formats and to other locations. Once again, TikTok lied to me, so I can't start streaming there. However, I do think it might be effective to start streaming horizontal on YouTube and possibly on Twitch. And so I'm going to use Stream Elements live streaming tool to do this. So I'm going to go and get their SE Live right here. I got to stop me there because this was an epic failure. I put Stream Elements SE Live on the machine with the intention of live streaming vertical and horizontal to YouTube. And I literally could not get this to work at all. Period. No matter what I did, I couldn't get it to stream properly. I couldn't get it to set up properly. I don't know if it was a problem with my machine. I don't know if it was a problem with SE Live, but I spent way too much time, effort, and energy on it and ended up switching over to Atom Multi-Stream, which does vertical, horizontal, and multi-streaming. Now, I didn't record that in the video because this literally happened while I was supposed to be live streaming, and even that plugin gave me some significant problems. And I'm definitely going to cover it in the next video because I'm going to figure out how it works, get it working. It doesn't serve any purpose for me to show you a tutorial on how to add something or set it up if it's an absolute failure and it doesn't work. So I don't want to waste your time with tutorial segments showing you how to do something until I do it successfully at least once. And so far, even though I did manage to stream in vertical and horizontal on YouTube, I would have to say that it was pretty shaky at best. I want to perfect it, I want to know for sure, and then I'm going to show you how to do it. So that part is missing from this video, but I wanted to tell you why. So what were the results for week 1? Well, I can tell you this, they weren't anything to write home about. It was pretty horrible. We went live 5 days, some days longer than others. Let me put up the stats right here, and I'll just tell you, it could have went better. We really didn't get any significant viewers watching the stream or anything. Now, I did manage to put lots of videos up onto my TikTok and on YouTube Shorts. Some of them got a decent number of views. Some of them got no views. Here's the stats on that. So exactly how much money did I actually make this week? Well, of course, we made $0, and that's because I didn't have anything in place to actually make money. And I don't intend on putting anything in place until we actually get at least some viewers. Because, well, what would be the point? Why spend time doing something that's going to net you 0 until you can spend time netting something when it has at least a chance of not netting you 0? So we're going to expand the number of platforms we're streaming on. We're going to try to stream in horizontal and vertical. That's the goals for this next coming week. And of course, we're going to try to grab more viewers. But I want to reiterate again, the key to growing any channel on any platform, or at least platforms with actual algorithms, is that you want to create content from your live streams that the algorithm can pick up, grab onto, and show to people. You got to get the algorithm to work for you. I saw a lot of comments that said, are you going to post this on social media and try to advertise it that way? That's never going to give you the kind of traction that you need to actually grow this thing. The only way this thing grows is when YouTube figures out what it is that you're doing and finds you an audience. And the best way to do that is to create clips from your live content that you could put up as shorts or even long form content that people can watch. So that's what we're going to do. Now, the second thing that I want to reiterate is it's not unusual to have 0 viewers, and you can't be disappointed about it. I scripted out all kinds of stuff so that when I did my live streams, whether they were an hour or 30 minutes or 45 minutes, the whole point was to cram as much into the time that I was live as I possibly could to give myself content to clip out and use for videos. So that means I'm talking to myself the entire time. It's just the way it goes. But the more you do it, the better you're going to be. And then when you do get an audience, well, believe it or not, you're going to be able to interact and converse with your audience with your talking points and have fun. So everything that we're doing here is good practice towards the point where we do have an audience. It's really important, so you don't want to skip these steps. And really, you can't, because when you go live, you're not going to have an audience. So just consider it practice, keep doing it, and making those videos. Now, if you're doing the challenge too, make sure that when you post anything or you do anything involved with the challenge, use the hashtag Stream10K, and of course you can use that in the comments here as well, because I want to hear about it down there. And if you want me to set up a Discord server so we can all get together and talk about our successes or our incredible failures, which are bound to happen when we first start this out, well, let me know about that down in the comments as well. If you haven't seen the first video where we set all this up, you definitely should check it out. And if you're always looking to get better as a live streamer or YouTuber, subscribe to the channel. My name is Michael Feyrer Jr. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.